Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's your host, and if you're a fan of anime, like and subscribe. Today's very own topic is Hunter x Hunter's very own Nen. For those of you wondering, what is Nen? It's basically what Chakra is to Naruto, Sekai is to Yokiro, Haki is to One Piece, and many others. Now that that's out of the way, let's get this video started. Nen is one of the defining features of the manga Hunter x Hunter by Yoshihiro Togashi. It is a unique ability that allows a living being to use and manipulate their own life energy, known as aura. The term Nen can also be used in conversation to refer to aura. A person capable of using Nen is colloquially referred to as a Nen user, while those who can't are referred to the term non-user. Because one can craft a great variety of parapsychological abilities through Nen, it is considered a dangerous power that is kept hidden from the public at large to maintain balance in society. Aura is the life energy produced by all living bodies vital for survival. Aura from all parts of the body has a tendency to flow together, producing one massive energy. This happens without the individual's awareness, typically resulting in a slow leak of aura constantly escaping the body. And stemming up off the top of the head, the pores or points of the body from which aura flows are called aura nodes. In normal conditions, aura leaks away constantly without exceedingly harmful consequences. However, if someone whose aura nodes are fully open does not attempt to close them or control the flow of their aura, they will soon grow so fatigued that they will be unable to stand, or even lose consciousness. Grave wounds such as mutilations can disrupt the flow of aura in the body altogether, and even stop it as well. Controlling one's aura nodes is the first step to becoming a Nen user. Only someone whose aura nodes located in the eyes are open can see aura, whose normal leakage looks similar to water vapor from a kettle. Nonetheless, sensitive individuals can feel its presence without being aware of its existence. It has been described as a feeling like a warm, viscous fluid at rest, whereas powerful, refined auras can produce a sensation that feels akin to needles pricking into the skin. Hostile aura generates extremely unpleasant sensations, which can cause a non-user to halt in their tracks and be unable to walk towards the source as if a wall has been erected in front of them. Since every living being emits aura subconsciously, learning to sense aura is a useful skill for those tracking living things or hunting non-living things infused with aura. An experienced user of Nen can judge the location and relative strength of their opponents through reading the output of their aura. On the other hand, skilled Nen users can also regulate the flow of their aura so they appear to beginners or regular individuals. A student learning Nen trains to manually open and close their aura nodes so that they can control the flow of their aura. One typically learns this process slowly and gradually through meditation. There is a second method, colloquially called initiation, or Nen baptism, achieved by forcing the aura nodes to open via an influx of aura. Despite being much quicker, this method is typically frowned upon by Nen instructors due to the danger it poses to the student if the user is unexperienced or has malicious intent, and is not considered a standard teaching method. It is referred to as an attack to convey the taboo on it, which is due to the fact that non-users who awaken it this way without having received an appropriate amount of training might take damage from this process or suffer from exhaustion for a long time due to being unable to control the aura leakage and all. But in the rare cases, initiation physically attacking another is a common practice at the Heaven's Arena arc when a non-user reaches the 200th floor, and typically results in injury, permanent disability, or even death nonetheless. This is by no means the only way to force, or more appropriately semi-force, the aura nodes to open. The same result can be achieved throughout indirect attacks. Non-violent or even beneficial uses of aura on a non-user, such as through healing, lending, or absolutely first-class manipulation abilities. Experienced Nen users can also open a student's aura node simply by performing Hatsu on them. In order to fully grasp Nen, one must learn the four major principles of the Shingen Ryu school of Kung Fu, Everything else, including a practitioner of Nen's individual skills, is based on the basic manipulations of one's aura flow. The four major principles in order of study are Ten, Zetsu, Ren, and Hatsu. These basic techniques become second nature to those experienced in Nen. For example, a beginner must learn to use Ten and concentrate to maintain it, whereas someone with experience will practically always be in a state of Ten even during sleep. Once a person has opened their aura nodes, they must learn to keep their aura from leaking away from their body. Ten is the process of keeping the nodes open, but also having an aura flow through and around the body rather than away from it. Once maintained, it creates a shroud around the user that feels similar to standing in a lukewarm, viscous fluid. Ten maintains youthful vigor and reduces one's aging, since the energy power in the body no longer leaks away. One can keep the body from breaking down and deter the aging process. Ten is the most basic defense against emotional nin attacks, and also offers limited protection against physical attacks. But hardly when any said attacks are enhanced with aura. Through frequent meditation and practice, one can improve the quality of their ten and even maintain it in their sleep. Once it has been learned, it will never be forgotten, much like cycling and swimming. Despite being the most elementary technique of them all, ten is also one of the most important, since together with Ren, it plays an instrumental role in determining the strength and smoothness of a Nen user's aura flow. While Ten allows the user to keep aura away from leaking from their body, Zetsu stops the flow of it altogether. By closing off the aura nodes, the user is able to halt the overflow of their aura like water from a valve, making their presence much harder or even impossible to sense. Shutting off the nodes in their eyes prevents the user from being able to see aura, but since they are no longer surrounded by their own aura, they become more sensitive to the aura of others. The enhancement in perception is such that Zetsu can be countered in. Although it is not advised to employ it this way, this technique is thus doubtfully useful when tracking another person, as it not only will make it easier to follow them, it will also prevent other Nen users from noticing their pursuer. However, there are other ways to perceive a person's heightened in Zetsu. Aside from the five senses being effective, particularly perceptive individuals are capable of detecting the gaze of another person, though they might not be able to manage to discern the position and number of onlookers. Furthermore, if Zetsu is utilized within a certain range of a Nen user, the Nen user might notice their presence disappearing, especially if the Zetsu's user's aura is very powerful. Despite the technique not affecting vision directly, activating Zetsu in front of someone else would give them the impression that the user has turned transparent. Zetsu can also be used to relieve fatigue, since it forces the body's external layer of aura to be fully contained within. However, for the same reason, it can be dangerous due to leaving the body defenseless against any aura attack. Even a weak attack enhanced with Nen could do massive damage, since even though the thin protection offered by Ten is gone, a Zetsu user is practically susceptible to hostile emotional attacks, resulting in their mind becoming as vulnerable as their body. Ren focuses on the outputting a larger amount of aura than Ten, projecting it outwards explosively. This amplifies the user's physical strength and durability and provides a large pool of aura for any advanced techniques or individual skills that they decide to use. Albeit at the cost of expanding said aura, one can train under their Ren to extend its duration and to increase the amount of aura at their disposal. It is said that it takes 1 month to prolong one's Ren outside of combat by 10 minutes. If Ten is considered purely defensive, Ren can be regarded as its offensive counterpart. Although it grants the user vastly enhanced defensive abilities, with the right timing, Ten can be used to contain the aura produced with Ren. By tampering one's Ren with hostility, a Nen user can exert what is colloquially referred to as bloodlust, a prolonged emission of malicious Ren that can induce uncontrollable dread in those who cannot use Nen, paralysis, and if contrasted without Ten, even death. On the other hand, a neutral Ren can rarely be felt by non-users. Since Ren is a show of power, it can also intimidate other Nen users, as it offers an approximate measure of the user's raw strength. And in fact, by show me your Ren, hunters generally mean what they want to see is the fruits of one's training, such as a Nen ability, rather than a Ren per se. In most cases, Ren reflects the user's hostility without their control, It can even leave faint traces in the environment after the Nen user has left the scene. Now that you have grasped the basics and the 4 major principles of Nen, in my next video, I'll be dropping the 4 main classes, such as enhancement and its other counterparts, and explain how to in that next part. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, like and subscribe. Thanks.